After his Chelsea team take all 3 points in the London derby. Let's just recap what's been a scintillating weekend of action in the Premier League, which all started with a magnificent 7 goals for Liverpool at Selhurst Park, which meant they extended their lead at the top of the table. Manchester City beat Southampton at St Mary's. Everton beat Arsenal by 2-1, leaving Arsenal in a perilous position near the bottom end of the table. It finished a 1-1 draw between Newcastle and Fulham. On Sunday, another 4 matches. We were entertained by Brighton against Sheffield United. Danny Welbeck denying Chris Wilder's side a first victory of the season. Leicester beating Tottenham by 2-0, which moved Leicester second in the Premier League table. And what about that? It wasn't a happy return for Leeds United to Old Trafford, one of the headline matches of the weekend, with United beating Leeds by 6-2. Aston Villa winning away from home yet again this season in Big Sam's first game in charge of West Bromwich Albion in the West Midlands derby. And tonight, 2 matches. Burnley beating Wolves by 2-1, and we've just seen Chelsea beat West Ham United by 3-0. So let's take a look at what that means for the Premier League table at the end of this weekend. As we head into Christmas, it's Liverpool who are top, clear by 4 points of Leicester City, who sit in second place. Manchester United move themselves up into third, and they do have that game in hand still to play. Everton into the top 4 this season, and Chelsea's win tonight over West Ham moves them into 5th in the table, meaning Tottenham drop down into 6th place after their defeat. Man City in 8th, and West Ham remain 10th in the table. Looking at things in the bottom half, and Wolves, after their loss tonight to Burnley, remain 11th. Newcastle in 12th place. Arsenal in 15th with just 4 wins this season from their 14 Premier League matches. A win tonight for Burnley, very important for them. It moved them out of the relegation zone and now 3 points clear of the bottom 3. Brighton just 2 points above that drop zone now, with Fulham, West Brom and Sheffield United making up the bottom 3. At home tonight in the Premier League over London rivals West Ham, and it was Tammy Abraham who sealed the deal with 2 second-half goals. Let's hear from the goal scorer now.
Tammy, after 2 straight defeats, is that much more like it?
Yeah, much more like it. I said before, and the boys said before, that we needed a performance today, and yeah, that's what we done today.
And for somebody who hasn't been in the side or scoring goals, was that the perfect night to repay the faith in your manager?
Yeah, of course. My job is to help the team as much as possible to score goals, and about getting in the right areas, and that's what I did for my 2 goals.
You said to us before the game you were determined to make your mark. Did that go better than you could have hoped for?
Of course, as a striker, scoring goals gives you confidence, and give credit to my teammates. They created a lot of chances today, and we defended well as a team. To beat West Ham 3-0 is a massive result.
How would you describe your goals? Predators' goals, poachers' goals?
Definitely something you do in the park. Just get in the box and get in the right areas, and be ready for when the ball lands, and that's what I was today.
Do you think they were very much needed? Because right up until your first goal and the second goal, West Ham were very much in the game.
Yeah, of course, they're a great side. Give credit to them, they've been great this year. We had to stay patient for the second and the third goal, and like I said, we defended well, and the goals came after that.
What will this do for the confidence?
I don't think the losses knocked our confidence that much. We knew we were a good side. We just lost concentration for 2 games, and we brought it back today, so hopefully we can kick on.
Even if you weren't at your very best tonight as a team, does that almost not matter? It was the win that was the most important thing.
Of course, at the end of the day, it's all about the 3 points. Some days you have bad games, and as long as you get the win, and that's what makes the top side. So, we had to grind for this win today, and that's what we've done.
Well, you certainly did. Well done, Si. Thanks for talking to us.
Take care.
Big smiles from Tammy Abraham. Glad to get those 2 goals in the second half. And we talked earlier on, Alan, about the choice Frank Lampard had to make, starting him ahead of Olivier Giroud. The right choice in the end, was it?
Big decision. Decision worked really well for Frank and for Tammy, because when you're given the opportunity again to go in, bearing in mind how big Giroud is in terms of a personality, what he's done in his career and what he can do. So when you're given another opportunity, you've got to go in there, you've got to make a point. There's no better way of making that point than putting the ball on the back of the net. And to do it twice, as he has done, as he just said, for confidence-wise, that will do him the world of good.
It's going to be hard now for Frank Lampard not to pick him for the next game, Karen, isn't it?
Very tough, and especially against Arsenal and Giroud, his old team. So I think it'll be horses for courses as well. You know, what type of defence is he going to come up against? But when you score 2 goals and the team has a clean sheet and the team scores 3 goals, I think you'd have to stick with Tammy in this instance.
He has to. When you're a striker, to have scored 2 when the manager is practically begging you to do that because he's putting you in and you've got to go and prove a point, you can't then leave him out on the next game when he is full of confidence. He'll want the game tomorrow. 3 or 4 days will be too long for Tammy Abraham now because of the way he's feeling.
The game was getting to kind of a sluggish point when Tammy Abraham popped up and scored Chelsea's second of the night. What did you like particularly about his
Do you know what
first?
I really liked about this? Because this is the part of his game where he has to improve the anticipation of attacking space, of gambling, of getting into that just the movement to his left-hand side, which then opens the space up so he's not offside. And it's a really clever, intelligent run that he makes. I know it's a fluke in terms of the shot from Werner because that's what it is. But just watch his movement. He gambles, and that's what he has to do, and attack in that space for him to go on to the next level. And he will be amazed, and the fans at Chelsea will be amazed how many more goals he will score and how many more chances he will get by doing that, by gambling, by taking a chance and running into that space. And he's got his reward tonight.
Do you know what I liked about it as well? When the ball was pinged up to him, he pinned it and he actually started the move because he pinned it and allowed to set off and then he got on his bike. But fantastic goal overall.
He also seems to have a good attitude. We just heard him in the interview there. He's so delighted to get the goals, but he's also very willing to learn. Is that something you've noticed?
Yeah, I've highlighted a couple of things where I think he can improve, and he's been very positive in his feedback. Whereas some players might take the hump, they might get angry with it. He said, no, if I don't do it, it won't be for the want of hard work and trying. And I like that in someone, and that makes you want them to do well. So every time he plays, I'm sort of looking at those things that I've tried to point out to try and help him. And that was one of those things tonight, is gambling and attacking that space. And as I said, the number of goals and chances that he will get if he's prepared to do that and get better at that will be amazing.
Is it fair to say that that's actually a trait that we see a lot of the Chelsea players? Frank Lampard's having to keep a lot of them happy. The professionalism of Giroud to kind of miss out on games when he's in good form. Is that something you've seen in this squad?
Look, I think as a professional, you've got to go and be the best that you can be. And if someone like Alan Shearer is giving you slight little tips to be better, then you have to take them because that's the levels you need to be at. There's no question about his talent, but it's about being consistent and getting the goals and those little movements. As a player, you get your clips and you want to analyse, you want to be the best that you can be. And I think that shows a lot about his character, and he needs to do it because he's in and out of the team. To be consistently in it, he has to keep scoring.
Well, you know what? It didn't take him long to get his second just after that. Less than 2 minutes between his 2 goals, Alan. And this one, again, it's another quite fortunate move from Chelsea. Yeah,
poachers, but he's in there and he once again gambles. You can see him at the far post wanting the ball. He doesn't get the first one, but he's around to get the second one. And because he's got that first goal a couple of minutes earlier, he is full of confidence now. Perhaps if he hadn't have scored, he might have been looking to pass that. But no, as a forward, when you're on that run and you've got one, there should only be one thing in your mind, and that's to put the ball in the back of your net yourself. And he did that with ease. And you could hear the joy in his voice and the excitement in his voice in his interview afterwards, that it's job well done for him and well done for Chelsea tonight, because as we said, this is the game that they had to win and they needed the players to turn up and get 3 points, and they've done that.
Again, if you look at both goals, he started both of them. Again, they're playing it up to him, being consistent. In the past, it's gone off him, he hasn't held it up, but nice flick round the corner for that one. And the first one, again, he's pinned it up. So he started both goals and finished them. And
you can see him, Alan, pointing into the space where he wants that ball put.
Yeah, but he's at the stage of his career now where he should be doing that. He should be demanding players pass to him. We spoke at half-time about the balls not going in early enough to Timo Werner, and he should be moaning and groaning at his teammates at half-time. Tammy's now at that stage of his career where he can do that, and he should be doing that. And if he does, it'll be amazed how many early balls he gets.
Yeah, Timo Werner had a bit of a frustrating night out there. Why didn't it quite go his way?
I think exactly what Alan says. People aren't playing the ball quick enough. Look, there's a space. That's where the ball needs to be. And he's at his best when he's running at pace into those spaces. Again, Why are you not telling them? Look, he doesn't tell his teammates, give me the ball. Again, in this instance, that's where the ball should be played. You know, he's taking too many touches, Pulisic, and it allows them to get back into shape, and the pass is poor because it's on his other foot. And I'm going mad at my teammates there because you're letting me down. In this instance, can that ball be played there? It's got to be played a lot earlier. Can he get in? No. Allows people to get back and he slips. Again, in this instance, I actually think this was the right timing of the pass. But that touch took him away from goal. It had a slight little bubble. But I think he's frustrated the whole game. And then when he got that moment, he kind of rushed it because he knows that's the opportunity. And I think, you know, Alan, I'm sure you've been in the dressing room and people haven't crossed the ball. What would you tell them?
In a really polite way, I would tell them, yeah. Maybe not. And have done. And as I said, in terms of Tammy Abraham, once he starts doing that, I'd be amazed how many times the ball then starts to find you that little bit earlier, and it can make all the difference. In his defence, Timo Werner, he's coming into a new football club with new teammates, so it might just be them getting used to him getting used to them. But once you're in that position, then you've got to shout and scream and moan and do whatever it takes to demand. Only once or twice.
For Timo Werner, though.
Only once or twice.
For Timo Werner, though, as you say there, he's new to the club.
Yep.
He will be frustrated, but at the same time, there will be Chelsea fans out there who will be kind of moaning and groaning at what they're seeing because they can see him missing these big chances. Explain, Alan, why it is that they just need to kind of understand it's not always his fault.
Well, the time to worry is when you're not getting those chances. That's the time to worry. I would never worry if I'm missing chances. I would really worry if I'm not getting them at all.